It's working. All righty. Everybody ready? Let's do it.
Coach, you've talked a lot about X's and O's, and I'm curious, the team goes 3-0, you're heading into your first primetime game. How much do you talk about and think about mindset in the team and getting them not too far out in front of themselves?
I think the tape is gonna tell the story. I mean, we're in a great position where we've done enough to win each game that we've played. There's a lot of great stuff on tape, but we're also at the beginning stages of this team and who we're going to become, and the guys know that. It's very clear when you watch the tape where we need to improve, and there's a great opportunity for us to improve. So I think the message is let's take advantage of this opportunity that we have, we have the opportunity to learn so much about who we are, how we're going to grow, our operation throughout the week, how do we prepare, and we can be so much better. So again, it's so early in the season. We're in a great position. Obviously, it's way better than the opposite. And so we're excited about that, but there's a sense of urgency, too, on where this football team needs to go.
The penalties yesterday, what did you attribute those to?
Which ones? I mean, it's kind of both sides, all three phases. Yeah, you can't – I don't know the full number, but way too many. We categorize penalties because if you're gonna toe the line and play on the line, then there's going to be some penalties that you have to be willing to accept to a certain extent. The ones yesterday probably don't fall into that category. So, we'll address those and try to learn from them the best we can. Some of them are decisions that we're making in real time that we can be smarter. Some of them we're not putting ourselves in a position where we can either block or, do whatever our job is and do it legally. So we're going to have to be better in those situations.
One on Witherspoon where he ran all the way across the field to make that play. It's out of bounds.
When he reversed? Yeah, I haven't talked to Spoon about it. We were talking about it as a defense. I mean, it's like Spoon's 3 penalties from really the whole season. I think he's had 3. Has come from just incredible effort. Those one we screwed up a cover one against New England. He covered for the other DB, and probably could have made a better decision late in the play. But up till the very last tenth of a second, you would have said that was a phenomenal play. Same thing goes for the Waddle screen pass at reverse course. I mean, the guy's just flying, and you're turning the corner. It's a clear penalty, but probably could have made a smarter decision, I guess. And then the DPI, that one, I'm taking that one. That's on me, and we'll keep that in house on why. But that one's on me.
3 games in, how do you feel about the state of the guard positions? It seemed like the Dolphins were able to get quite a bit of pressure from the interior yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the same answer, until we start fortifying that spot. So it's a week-to-week thing right now. I think Christian deserves an opportunity to go compete a little bit more. How much so, we'll kind of let the practice decide at this point.
Mike, this morning you talked about lens of preparation, which leads to players able to anticipate the play. What do you think your team is in terms of that?
Could you kind of elaborate on the question?
I'll give you the context. You were talking about preparation, being able to anticipate, and then it puts players in a position where they can play free.
Yep.
Just wondering, where is your team now in terms of how do you see them in the lens of preparation, how they're doing that?
Yeah, there's a good amount of plays that the guys are doing that, and it doesn't come easy. It's a full week's worth of work and preparation to get to that spot. You can't just roll the ball out there and say, "Hey, I'm just going to go ball out." It's just not how it works. These teams are. These offenses are too good. Defensive teams are too good out there. So you have to put the work in. The guys realize that. We're kind of every week. I sound like it's like you're back to square zero now, like square one. You gotta go study. You gotta put the game plan in. You gotta know it cold. when we're going to call things and why, and then go execute during practice. So when those situations come up in the game, you can go play fast.
Dolphins got, I think it was 22 yards on their first play. They didn't have another yard over 20 plays till that final drive of the game. Just with the weapons they have, what does that tell you about what your defense is doing well, that they're not getting the explosive?
Well, again, I'm proud of our effort and our eye discipline in the second and third level. I think, the perimeter screen was a massive emphasis going into the game that made so much hay out of that play, and they do a great job setting it up and blocking it. So it takes interior pursuit from the D-line, which there's some great plays to be set. I thought we set a good edge on the perimeter, and then it's about getting guys up in the alley and second-level support. So they did a great job of that. And then when they decided to take shots, we have a roof on the defense and force them to check the ball down. So, you have to be able to do that in the league. You have to. Guys understand, the sets that those plays come out of and understand the defense right now. And it's something – there's a couple of plays on there that said, hey, we could have eliminated this space better that they hit in the middle of the field, and that'll be a point of emphasis this week.
Is there any update at all of Leonard, Williams, and Byron Murphy?
No, I think it's still we confirmed that it's like the ribs with Leo. Byron's, it's a hamstring. We'll see how long it goes.
Coach,
Did you see when you looked at Tyrese Knight and Drake Thomas?
I did some good things. It's great to see Drake go out there and make play on the ball, and it seemed like he was playing fast and decisive. He's playing both spots in there, so I thought Tyrese Knight had a nice game. Took a step.
Would you like to continue like a rotation there, or just have one guy next to Tyro?
Well, if Bake plays, he'll be out there, and then I think we'll kind of figure that out throughout the week. But I wouldn't be against the rotation at this point. I think Drake's earned that opportunity.
Mike, what's the plan with Chenna this week? You guys didn't put him on IR thinking that he'd be back by.
I mean, again, I just don't have an answer for you. I mean, we're gonna put him out there at some point this week and see how it goes. So you should get some team activities here in the next couple days.
You played the Lions last year with Baltimore, but the Seahawks have also played them the last 2 years.
Yep.
Do those tapes tell you different things? Are they both useful?
I think so. I think both tapes are useful. I haven't turned them on yet. I'm talking to you guys all morning, but we'll definitely watch both tapes, especially offensively. How Geno played. I thought he played a great game there last year.
Coach, the way you've won these first 3 games have been different ways, right? What does it say about this team that different situations, different things working for you, that somehow they found a way to get the job done?
Yeah, I think we're aligned in how we're going to play the game, and the coaches do a great job of messaging, and the players for that matter, just keeping it consistent throughout the week. Let's not try to overcomplicate things. Keep it simple. What we're trying to accomplish, how we expect the game to unfold. It's not going to every game's not going to happen the way you expect it, but sometimes when it does fall in line, that's kind of like, okay, this is what we said what's going to happen, and if it goes a different direction, our team's poised and smart enough to realize that, and then we make adjustments when necessary. So I just, again, proud of the poise, the composure, the togetherness of our team to this point, and we're going to need that, especially going into this next phase of the season.
Building off your response yesterday on the run fits, what do you think are the most important things that have to be addressed when you're trying to marry your run fits with the coverages, the second and third level, from a coaching perspective?
Give me that one more time.
What do you think are the most important things that you have to address when you're trying to marry run fits with second and third level of coverage, with just trying to marry those two things together?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So as you're building it, your pass coverage takes you to your run responsibility, and that's on us as coaches to make sure that that's congruent, so guys can align right and be in the proper position, have the right leverage on how you're going to leverage the ball carrier. So you're going to align differently when you're in different coverage structures, and then the fronts kind of let you in the second and third level kind of play to your pass coverage, and that way it makes it simpler. So it's like one big puzzle that just kind of fits together. based off of where the guys should align, and it just makes it easier for them. Now, if you told me that I have that guy over there, but I have to fit the run over there, that's jacked up, and that's on us. So we should be lined right here and have that guy and have that gap, so.
Guessing John Hankins maybe played a little more than he would have expected coming into that game because of the injuries. Just what did you see out of him?
Yeah, Hank played a great game. He was active in there. Played a great job, especially at the nose spot when we had him in a 0. But that's why we brought him here, is to play games like that. So we're going to need another big game out of him this week.
Mike Morris played a little bit too. What did you think of him?
The play I'm thinking about with Mike Moe is a screen on the perimeter, and he's running like a bat out of heck, chasing the guy on the screen. And I don't know if he made the play or not, but he was right there. So I know this. He's going to go in the game. He's going to play hard. He's going to do what we asked him to do. So he's doing a great job.
3 weeks into the regular season now, which of your new responsibilities as a head coach have you enjoyed more than you thought, and which have been a little tougher to get adjusted to?
I can answer the tougher part a little easier. It's just managing your time. It's just I'm used to a certain cadence from being a defensive coordinator, and now your job description is a little bit different. And so as a staff, we're getting used to like the cadence of the week, what the expectations are, what type of information we need to generate, and then I'm kind of playing catch-up mode. So, but it's all good. We're growing every week as a staff, and we got a fun group and a great group of people working with us that make the journey enjoyable. So I appreciate that about our coaches. I just think to answer the better thing is like we got great people in the building. It's fun to come to work every day. I love our players. They've responded and then some on everything we ever asked them to do, and I just got a lot of faith in them, man. They just keep answering the bell every challenge we give them. The mentality's been there, so we got work cut out for us moving forward, but we got the right guys for the job.
Geno was pretty hard on himself after the game yesterday. I guess what did you see when you looked at the film, and then those 2 interceptions? Obviously, are kind of fluky, but is that just kind of what you chalk those up to? Or?
Well, you never really just want to chalk up, takeaways, but I can understand like some of the plays that he wants to improve on, and like he wouldn't be Geno if he didn't feel that way. So I understand that, but coming out of the film, I felt like he had command of the offense. Thought he was making fast decisions. I thought he played a game very well, very good enough to help us win the game. So I'm pleased with the way he played.
In general, how do you feel about where your defense is through 3 games?
We've won the 3 games. We've done what we needed to do to win all 3. You kind of come out of each game and saying, okay, this is where we want to attack. I mean, you come out of the Denver game, kind of forgot about it by now, but like New England game, not to our standard, but we bowed up when we needed to. This past game, situational football is probably what pops, is just executing in those higher leverage situations, red zone, third down, things like that. So we're always going to have stuff that we're chasing. It's every team's going to have a new challenge. I mean, the guys are going to come in here tomorrow. We're going to introduce the Lions to them. It's a whole new slew of issues every week, and it takes that type of mentality and that preparation to go execute every week at a high level. So so far, I'd say so good, because we've been able to do what it takes to win, but we're still on our way.
Mike, we've talked a lot about your receivers so far this year, but your tight ends caught 10 passes yesterday. What did you kind of see out of that group, and Noah leading that kind of situation?
Yeah, proud of Noah. He had the drop last week, and I know he was not happy with himself, and just put in a ton of work this past week, you could tell. But catching the ball, getting upfield, those are hidden yardage throughout a game that come back and help you out win football games. So really happy with the way he played. The rest of the tight end position, I thought they did a great job. We had the one holding call. Farrell made a big catch, third down fringe, to get us into a field goal range. So just expectations just keep churning. If you got to defend all those eligibles out there, it's a tough ask of defenses.
Mike, what growth have you seen from Zach Charbonnet the last 2 games, and probably maybe from last start to this start?
Well, I think you feel Zach later in the game. You know, I don't think it's necessarily growth on his point. I think he's Zach as we know him. I mean, he's the same guy every day. Works his tail off. He's got a great poise about him. Every walkthrough rep is the same. It could be the last walkthrough rep of the day or for the Super Bowl. The guy's gonna have the same approach, same mentality, same intent, and he's gonna bring it when he's running it. So there's a couple things that we want to clean up in his game. But right now he's playing hard. He's running hard. He's taking care of the football. A couple protection things that we'll address as an offense, but just love Zach as a player, as a football player, as a young person.
And he got on the field and just like he earned that. Can you just talk about him earning that?
Yeah. It's just again, the message is if you got to be able to practice and execute, and he did that throughout the week, and so those opportunities will keep coming if he keeps doing those things. As with the rest of you saw it with Kobe. Just Kobe's stacking a lot of great practices and earned himself a role in certain situations for us. So those guys are doing a good job.
Rayshawn had 10 tackles for you yesterday. What have you kind of seen through him, not only yesterday, but through the first 3 games and playing in the back?
Well, he shows up. I've told you when the pads came on, that's when you can feel him, and he's a physical presence out there. But the diverse skill set, could play all 3 levels of the field, play man-to-man, blitz, all the things that we want to ask our safeties to do. So playing 3 positions is not an easy – I mean, it's just not an easy ask. There's just there's little details that go with each, and for him to attack those details and put in the extra time to make himself ready to play mentally and so he can play the way that he expects to play is a big ask from us to him. It shows you how much trust we have in him, how much confidence we have in him, and he's playing fast, he's playing physical right now, he's tackling really well. So let's keep it moving with him.
Derick Hall got a game ball from you after the game. What have you seen out of him since you got here, obviously, and he was a second-year guy who didn't play a ton last year. So how have you seen him grow just since you've been here?
Yeah, well, I think I talked about it this morning, but the rookies have a tough, it's just a tough ask when you look through their calendar of the rookie season. So having that full off season to kind of be dedicated to your craft, put in a full off season of training is really, really valuable. So normally you see a big jump going into the second season, but Derick's been here every day of the off season, put in the work. Our coaches have done a tremendous job training him with all the fundamentals, and I think what happens is you start to bank all these reps of this foundation. And I know I keep saying this, but it's just like that gives you confidence. Like if you want confidence, do really hard stuff all the time and start to have success of it, and then you're gonna feel good about yourself. And he understands that what's expected from him on the edge, and his fastball is a big, athletic, physical guy on the edge that can do all the things we're asking him to do, and he's got a couple changeups in his pass rush, and he's utilizing those things. So I'm proud of his start. And again, we're 3 weeks in, so let's keep rolling. But so far, he's doing a great job for us.
Mike, in general, passing yards across the league are down through the first 3 weeks compared to the last few seasons. As a defensive coach,
love it.
Any theories? I'm sure you do. Any theories or thoughts as to why?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't really watch. I don't really watch the rest of the league, so I couldn't give you. I want to give you like a profound answer. I just, I don't know. I honestly don't.
Defensively, why do you think your third down numbers have looked as good as they have in 3 weeks?
I don't know. I wish again, it's like the guys are executing. I mean, it's like that's like the dumb answer to give you. I think it's a reflection of understanding what we're asking you to do through the call, how the offense operates, it all coming together, coaches getting our guys ready to go, and I think there's power in like running your stuff over and over again, and you're just gonna get really good at what you do, and then have a couple change-ups here and there, and then the players bring it to life. And so I think what's really cool about really the whole thing about our defense right now is just different guys stepping up and making plays. We're not just relying on one guy. It's team football out there. It's a 11-man team pass rush mentality, and it's cool to see different guys step up in different moments throughout the last 3 games and have success.
Dave Lucas only has to miss one more game before he's eligible to come back. Do you think there's a good chance that he could be back after this week potentially?
I don't want to put a timeline on Abe right now. We have kind of a in-house timeline with him, and we're working through it, but I'm not going to put a timeline on him right now.
Doubled your sack numbers from Patriots to the last game. I know Brissett kind of got away a few times in that Patriots game, but did you see anything else specific out of your pass rushers that enabled them to finish off those sacks?
Well, I thought we did rush well in the New England game. I think it's really just a function of, hey, keep it rolling. You know, like it's a sack numbers are funky. It's just, yeah, they're cool and they get you paid and it's great and you get behind the sticks and they're drive killers and all that. But it's really about affecting the quarterback. It's really the name of the game. The sacks kind of come as a population of affecting the QB. And again, it's all 11 guys. So in New England, and I thought we really took away some of the patterns this game, the timing of the routes, which was a different name of the game against New England. It was a little bit more of a man game. So where the timing isn't necessarily hindered, it's just, you know, whether or not the guy can get open or not. So if that answers your question, yeah.
With all you're trying to improve, Mike, the trust component, the players trusting that all that's new is going to work.
Yep.
How much is this winning aiding the trust, accelerating the trust that the results are there too?
It definitely helps. You know, I think it's more on like a per play basis. You know, and the players know. Like if you're coaching stuff that works, they're going to feel it and they're going to trust it. You know, that comes through all the reps. If you're not coaching stuff that doesn't work, they're going to feel it and they're not going to trust it. I mean, they know when it's working or not, and so it's on us as coaches to make sure that it makes sense and it's simple and it's effective.
How has that trust shown up so far, you think, on a play-to-play basis? How can you see that?
Yeah, you can just see our guys. Like I think we're playing fast. When we're communicating and we're playing fast and making fast decisions and running to the ball, it means you have to have that to have confidence in what you're doing. And in order to play fast, you have to have confidence.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.